Joining us now to talk about last night's shooting, Syracuse Mayor Stephanie Miner. And Mayor, thank you for being here tonight. At what point did you know, were you informed that something was going on, and how quickly did you know how chaotic the scene was?
I knew right away. I got a call from the chief at about midnight, and he said that we had a chaotic situation. There was a lot of confusion about what exactly had unfolded, but at that time it appeared that our police officer had kind of walked into the middle of a gunfight. And that we had one suspect and somebody else who had been grazed, but we were unsure of their ages or where they came from or what exactly had happened. We spent most of today and will continue to spend the rest of tonight, tomorrow, and the next day to gather all the facts and data and evidence so that we can put together what was a scene involving about 300 people, at least 4 different guns, and several significant injuries, including somebody who died.
Were police or some members of your administration some way aware that there was going to be a large gathering there?
We knew this gathering has been problematic in the past, and our police officers had gotten several calls that somebody was going to come and shoot up this party. And so originally it was scheduled for Skiddy Park, and we broke it down at Skiddy Park, and then they moved what would be to the east into this court area. And so we knew, based on what had happened in the past and these tips, that violence was likely. We tried to keep it calm. We had a police officer who was called for a loud disturbance and a man down. And when she arrived, she heard gunshots and immediately ran towards the gunshots as everybody else was running away from the gunshots.
Once that party was moved away from Skiddy Park, were there officers patrolling nearby?
Oh, yeah.
Were there enough officers on the scene?
There were enough officers on the scene, but what broke out here was there were gunshots. And when you have guns of this level and this many people who decide to break up what for all intents and purposes was a Father's Day barbecue and event where people are having a good time, all it takes is a couple of people with guns to, inflict mass chaos and injuries, and that's what we saw happen here.
What's your bigger picture concern here? There's been a great deal, a multi-million-dollar investment in the Near West Side Initiative, the SALT District, which is really part of this neighborhood, and there's been progress. There's been people moving back into the neighborhood, new businesses there, yet then this happens. What's your big picture concern?
Look, the bigger issue is when we have as many guns as we have flooding our streets, and it's not just Syracuse, it's Chicago and New York City, you're going to have these kind of incidents. We need to get the guns out of our streets and out of the wrong people's hands. And unfortunately, it takes a knucklehead, a couple of impulses to do mass damage and chaos. There are a lot of great people in the SALT District and the Near West Side working very hard. There are a lot of people out there enjoying Father's Day and a lovely hot Sunday afternoon, dancing and enjoying music and having a good time. And we will know soon how many people and how many shots were fired, but it was just a fraction of all of the people that were out there. But all of these innocent people get caught in between in the melee, and we have at least one police officer and then other police officers who show up, and in the chaos and all of the adrenaline that happens, you start to see all of these things unfold, and it's commonly called the fog, and so we're trying to tell everybody to calm down, give us time, be patient so that we can give you the information and there's no rush to judgment, and there's no suspicion about what is happening. And that's why we've been dealing with both the district attorney's office and the attorney general's office as well, so that we are all in there investigating it, and that when we release the information to the public, we will have hard and fast evidence to come to the conclusions that we come to.
Thank you, Mayor Miner, for joining us, explaining that tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right, well, we will keep you up to date as we learn more about the shooting, of course. You can find more information on our website, cnycentral.com.